Alright, the first step for this problem is to actually start by creating your worksheet. And just like every other statement that you create in the past, balance sheet, income statement, statement of equity, or changes in equity, or changes in retained earnings, you have the same kind of title. So you would always start the information with segment services. You would call this the draw balance, because that's what it is. And the date of which it's for, or sorry, not draw balance, I apologize. It is the worksheet. And this is as of April 30th, 2019. Okay, the first thing you would then do is bring forward your current trial balance unadjusted into this worksheet. So you would start with cash, accounts receivable, etc. And when you fill out the relative columns in the unadjusted columns, and you end up looking what's on the right-hand side of the screen. With a balance, unadjusted trial balance is $74,550 on both the debits and credits sides. Alright, so I've taken the liberty to create this worksheet in Excel so it can do some of the calculations for us as we go. So I've entered the trial balance details by account between debits and credits as indicated earlier in this video. And now we want to start entering the adjustment column for the 3 adjustments required. First adjustment being the balance of prepaid insurance represents a 12-month policy. 1 month has been used. So if we look at our prepaid insurance account, we've got $1,200 in there. So our adjustment, we need to decrease that prepaid insurance. So we will adjust that by 1,200 divided by the fact that this is for a 12-month policy. We want to recognize 1 month of use. If we go down to insurance expense, we need to make sure we debit the expense. Okay. The handy part about the worksheet is that as we go, we can see that our debits and credit adjustments are in balance, which is what we want to see. The next adjustment we want to make is a depreciation for equipment for the month of 120. So if we see our depreciation expense, it says to record 120. And then we want to increase the value of our accumulated depreciation by the same, being 120 as well. And we continue to be in balance. The third adjustment we're asked to make is they earned $1,300 that was previously unearned. So what they're telling us is the balance in the unearned column here, or unearned account, has a credit balance of $4,500. We've now earned $1,300, so we need to reduce it or debit it by $1,300. And we need to increase our service revenue for the $1,300. Assuming you're doing this in your workbook or in the PDF that's fillable, you would then have to calculate the totals of your adjustment columns, make sure they're in balance. If not, then maybe you transposed the number incorrectly or posted one of the sides to the wrong side of the transaction. Then you would go through and add the columns up to create your adjusted trial balance. Debits plus debits, or debits take away credits, credits plus credits, or credits take away debits, depending on which way the various adjustments are going. And in this situation, I've got an adjusted trial balance now totaling $74,670. All right, the next part of our problem then asks us to create the journal entries for the adjustments from the worksheet. So I now have a journal entry sheet. I have the date, April 30th, etc. And in the first situation, we were debiting insurance expense for the $100. We were crediting prepaid insurance for $100. And this is to expense 1 month of insurance, being the 1,200 divided by 1. Okay. The next entry was, again, April 30th. You can put the date there or not. Depreciation expense. We were debiting for 120. And our accumulated depreciation for that said equipment was 120. And this is the depreciated equipment, or to record 1 month depreciation, whichever you prefer. And lastly, we have the unearned revenue. We were debiting for 1,300, and the service revenue. Apologize for that. Service revenue for 1,300, and this is to recognize unearned revenue now earned. Okay. So in this situation, we've got these 3 journals, and that completes this problem. I hope you found this helpful.